Say life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. But for one local man, his plans are life. And at 95, they've given him purpose, joy, and a smile everyone knows. Candace Hare spent the day with George Baldwin, whose steady routine has quietly carried him through an extraordinary life.
What time do you normally get up in the morning?
About 4:30 to 5 o'clock.
You're an early bird.
Yeah.
Before most of us hop out of bed,
Hello.
Good morning, George.
Good morning. Good morning.
George Baldwin is already moving around his home in Medina. A steady stride, a familiar grin. His day always begins this way.
Pretty much a routine that I go through. Get up and then go to the gym and work out.
By 8 o'clock, a quiet breakfast, and the day takes its familiar shape. Then his hands go to work. They've never liked to stay still.
I always have to do something.
Here, George builds stories you can hold, intricate diamond paintings and large dollhouses, ones he's perfected down to the smallest details.
I've got hunting grandchildren, so I thought I'd build it for them, but it'd be hard to ship that anywhere, transport it or anything. So I said I would more than likely give it to the children's home here.
But his routine hasn't just filled days. It's carried him through his lifetime. Tucked away are badges, a helmet.
This is my wife.
Old photographs.
I was born, of course, in February 1930. It was the Depression at that time.
George grew up in St. Louis and served 4 years with the Army.
We monitored all the information from North Korea to Petropavlovsk-Kamchatka in China. And we monitored all the information going back and forth from there. And that's how I spent the 4 years.
After his military career, his routine shifted to the factory floor.
I went to McDonnell Aircraft Company because I had some people that I knew that worked there. And so I went up and went to the unemployment office, filled out a form to get the employment. He looked at it and he says, yeah, he says, you got some electrical background. He says, I can put you in. He says, I put you on a second shift. And he said, I can start you out at $2.56 an hour. And I said, I'll pick with the chickens before I'd work for that. And so he said, well, wait, let me see. He said, maybe we can do something better. So he bumped it up to $2.75, and I went to work.
It was his steady work that would help define a generation, helping send the first Americans to space and launch the first space station.
It was very, I guess, encouraging would be the best word, to work on that program and with those people, because they all knew how important it was and what it means not only to the space program of exploration, but for the country, because other countries were trying to get into space also.
Brushing elbows with some of America's most famous astronauts.
I feel like I was a part of it. You know, you can't get away from that. I don't take any particular circumstances or situation or something where that I personally, that was the great thing about the space program. It was teamwork, and we were all a team.
Now,
At the breakfast?
George's routine is slower, but every day still begins with movement and that familiar smile. And even today, his hands create things that touch lives beyond his own.
I would say that's life. That's what it's meant to be. Making progress and helping people along the way.
If all of that wasn't enough, for many years, George says he was a teacher and led Sunday school classes. And as you heard there, he's very humble.
But from the treadmill to his workspace or even the stars, George Baldwin's routine is proof that an ordinary day can carry an extraordinary life. Back to you.